Alrighty, welcome everyone to this week's edition of Weekly MLB Goods and Goofs. I'm your host Justin. I'm joined by the man of many mysteries,
What's
Joshua.
going on?
Oh man, I'm telling you, I woke up early today. 6 a.m. was my
That's
start.
gross.
I tell you, been up since a little bit before 5, and it is currently
Ugh,
8:44. So,
that's gross.
yeah.
I was
Oh,
off today. I got to sleep in.
you lucky bastard. You are lucky indeed. But the bonus is that means that doing this show is no problem at all because you're well rested.
I don't know about that, but
Uh, there's the attempt.
yes.
Alrighty, so thanks to everyone for tuning into this week's edition of Weekly MLB Goods and Goofs. We are a podcast where adult language is most likely to occur. Kind of has, but kind of hasn't. It's not a bad word, but it is, PG-13. We love to make genuine comments, and we do not apologize about that. So if you do not like swear words, we're sorry, but not sorry. Fuck off.
Well,
Um,
there's our one curse word for the episode.
yeah, there we go. Um, anyways, on that note, during the podcast, we will go over weekly recaps, hot takes on cool players, some weird shit, 60-second guess, the useless under, overrated or underrated, what hats did he wear, starting nine draft, somewhere in the mix, because I said things well out of order. We also have a team MVP, which is a new segment that I just created based on a comment from last week. Thanks, Josh.
No problem.
And last but not least, the final thought at the end. If you have any suggestions for for segments, please message us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. I don't know whatever else we got right now, but any of those plus some. In the description to both this podcast and the video on YouTube is our link tree. Join us on there and follow any of our socials. On that note, let's get on to the recaps because we got a lot to talk about this week, as per usual. All right. So during the weekly recaps, we talk about everything that's happened during the last week, team wise mostly. Followed by division and wild card standings. Last week we didn't get a chance to touch the wild card and division standings, but we're going to talk about those a bit in today's segment. Josh, that'll be yours as per usual.
Okay.
So first things first. I know I touched base, I think, a little bit on it last week, but just a reminder: the three starters for the Reds that are all rookies had an amazing stretch, going through to July 2nd or August 2nd. I'm trying to do that again, back in time.
You got a
Um,
DeLorean you never told me?
apparently, Back to the Future, guys. Um, so back on August 2nd, a tweet from Stats by Stats, which kind of sounds like it's going to become a segment, and I might hit them up on that. They had tweeted about the last three starters for the Reds, all of them which are rookies, going 6, 6, and 8.1 innings respectfully, with only one earned run, combining for 18 Ks. So again, a great stat. Only the second time in history, by the looks of it, uh, that it has happened. Let alone this is the only time it's happened for three rookies. Um, we're talking about the Reds. Speaking of the Reds are no longer in last place. We'll talk about that in the division, um, the division standings. But the Reds are making a case for themselves. Josh, what do you think of the Reds and how they're doing?
Good. Sorry, I just realized I'm disappearing on the feed because page I switched to was dark, so I was just fixing that. Um, I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't really listening, but because I noticed that. I know you were saying about the Reds, they were going on a good streak or something, strikeouts or something.
Yeah, with all the strikeouts, but now they're also not in last place, which for the start that they had is pretty good. I mean, considering who they got in their division, be it the Cubs and the Pirates, who are below them at the time of at least this photo, it's a fight for the last place, like you said last week.
Yes. Not a fight you want to be in, but hey, they're in it, I
Hey,
guess.
you know what? Competition. I mean, the Reds had a good team last year. I don't know what happened, but hey, we'll take it.
They wanted to
Speaking
blow it up, but
speaking of dark, let me put myself back on the bright settings here. There we go.
were you doing it too?
Yeah. Well, I'm going between a couple things here.
See, look,
Anyways,
it's like a disappearance trick.
that's freaking hilarious. I love it. Um, Well, it's almost time for the MLB Field of Dreams game,
Yes.
which I believe is Wednesday night.
Wednesday or Thursday, isn't it?
Wednesday or Thursday. I can't remember which one it is, but it is an amazing time. That was a great game last year. They chose the Cubs and the Reds, both in which will have a C on their jersey and very similar looking colors.
Yes, the jerseys actually look pretty cool. Thursday,
Thursday, awesome.
August
So
11th.
the Reds have chosen a 1919 jersey throwback, whereas I think the Cubs were a very similar time frame, but I'm not exactly sure what year. I don't think it was mentioned exactly what year, but
Reds set to wear 1919 World Series uniforms, while the Cubs will don their cream-colored jerseys from the late 20s.
late 20s. Okay, and again, it was based around the 1930s, so not the greatest time in the U.S. history, Great Depression. But hey, when you're depressed, wear plain colors like cream.
Fair enough.
Awesome.
I think going back to that Field of Dreams game, that last year's was crazy. I don't know if they're going to be able to top that with what the Tim Anderson walked it off at the homer, if I remember correctly.
If I believe you are correct there.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be able to top that, but the whole just watch. I don't know. I just find it entertaining when Major League Baseball they play somewhere that's not the home stadium because I feel like they don't do it as often as other sports. Other sports you'll see them go to Europe and stuff. I know MLB is I think next year going to London or something, but
Yeah, there's a couple of teams for 2 games in London.
yeah, but they don't do it as often as other teams, and I just find that cool.
Oh, it's definitely a great thing to be doing, and I think they should do more of it. I think they're going to start doing it too.
And I think aren't they doing Field of Dreams game every year now?
I believe so, and they're trying to incorporate a few other types as well. You know what? It's a great opportunity. That might be the one thing that Manfred actually does correct, and you know what? Good for him, and I think that's more of a marketing team thing. So correct. So
Yeah.
congratulations to the marketing team.
Yes.
Alrighty, so the Braves have been busy with extensions on a couple of key players. In fact, 4 key players have their extensions, notable contracts with final year of club control. Austin Riley, 10 years, $212 million through 2033. Matt Olson, 8 years, $168 million through 2030. Josh, you're disappearing
His was in.
again.
Oh, sorry. Wasn't Olson's in the off season?
I believe his was. This is just
okay.
a thing that shows kind of what they've been
core's at.
where the core is right now. And
okay, gotcha.
Going on, Ronald Cooney Jr. as well. Just a couple years ago, signed through till 2028, 8 years, $100 million. And then Ozzy Albies with 7 years, $35 million through 2027. Again, some of these contracts were signed a couple years back, so on and so forth. Alrighty, guys, and sorry about that. Technical difficulties. Josh had a bit of a brightness problem, as we saw a little earlier in the video. And with a little help from a couple of my brain cells, he's now brightened up and we're ready to go. Alrighty. The Cardinals have swept the Yankees for the first time in franchise history on a tear. In fact, they've won 7 straight. Josh, what's your opinion on these St. Louis Cardinals?
Man, they're going for it. They made some moves at the deadline, but I mean, everyone thought they were all in on Soto, but apparently they didn't even need him to make things move. And I mean, beating the Yankees, that's hard to do. Sweeping them
Right,
too.
and in fact, the Yankees have lost 5 in a row since losing their worst hitter.
Yeah, I saw the stat. What is it? They lost 5 in a row, and the Dodgers won 5 in a row since acquiring Joey Gallo.
Yeah, I don't know if he's helping them any. He's still batting poorly, but I think his presence alone apparently does wonders.
Apparently.
Alrighty. The Orioles have been on fire. In fact, as we know, they're having a stellar season for being Baltimore and being in the toughest. Yes, I said it, toughest division in MLB. In fact, in 2018, they didn't even reach 52 wins. In 2019, they were 52 and 107 by the time they reached 52 wins. In 2021, they finished the season 52 and 110. And this year, as of the time they reached 52 wins, which was August 8th, they only had 51 losses. In fact, it is the first time in how many ever years in which they had 52 wins and were above 500 at the same time.
That's crazy.
Again, this is the first year where they've had one, let alone two, multiple, winning months.
Mhm.
Where I think the last season was 2017. So again, this statistic proving point. Now, 2020 was kept out for this specific tweet because I don't really think in a 60-game season a 52 wins is going to be possible.
Can you imagine though if they went like 8-52 or something? That would be crazy.
52 losses, my God. Yeah, that would have been bad.
And now they're currently sitting 5 games over 500. So look at them.
Right, look at them go. Look at them go. And again, we'll go over the standings here in a few minutes. But first, let's talk about the Mets. So the Mets have not allowed a comeback win in the 9th inning yet this season.
Edwin Diaz, man.
Edwin Diaz, I'm telling you. The Mets are 62-0 when leading after 8 innings.
That's awesome.
That is as of the 9th. So today. This morning I saw the tweet. So today is August 9th for those that are wondering. I never mentioned that at the beginning of the video. I mentioned it during something when I need to know it.
People will figure it out.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, fair enough. Speaking of on a tear, going back to the Cincinnati Reds for a second. In the last 8 series they have played, they have won 6 of them.
Okay.
Lost 1 and tied 1. They are 16-9 in their last 25 games.
And that was the Reds, you said?
Reds.
Wow, okay.
In which I think we're, 4-25 to begin the season?
Yeah, something like that, if not even worse.
Honestly, though.
They're gunning for that 3rd place in the Central, man.
You're damn right they are, and good for them. Good for them.
I don't watch the Reds because in Canada we only get the Jays and like a select few other teams, but I've watched them on YouTube a few times, and they're actually like fun to watch. Like Hunter Green, and who doesn't like Joey Votto, right? Like
they're a really fun team to watch, and I would love to have an opportunity to watch a game, even live, honestly.
Yeah.
So a couple more streaks to talk about quickly before we talk about the standings. The Dodgers are on an 8-game winning streak. The Mets are 13-2 in their last 15. Is that all this? No, there we go. And the Phillies, I had to think of what team he was on for a second. The Phillies are 10-1 in their last 11.
Okay. Is
So
Bryce Harper
good.
back, or is he still out?
I believe he's still. I think he's out for a while.
Oh, is he? Okay. I know we talked about it before, but I don't remember.
Definitely. All right, Josh, what's those standings looking like?
All right. Where do you want to start, big fella?
Wherever you feel comfortable.
Right. Let's start with the AL East then.
Of course.
We got the Yankees leading that division, 71-39. We got the Jays 10.5 back at 60 wins, 49 losses. Tampa Bay 12 games back at 58 wins, 50 losses. Baltimore 13.5 back at 57 wins, 52 losses. And Boston in last place, 17 games back, 54 wins and 56 losses. The only team under 500 in that division.
That's impressive considering at one point we were complimenting how all 5 teams were above 500.
Yeah.
This late into the season does not happen often. Actually, beyond May, usually does not happen. And twice this year, 2 different divisions.
Right.
Give it, one of them has fallen behind to the point, and we'll talk about it here in a little bit. I think 2 or 3 teams, I think it's 2, in the NL West are below 500. So a big talking point for me is you have that big gap, which, yes, Toronto did have it a little closer, but of course lost last night. And are currently, last I checked, losing tonight. The big thing I've noticed is those middle 3 teams are each 1.5 apart from each other.
Yes, isn't that crazy?
So and it's been like that for weeks. Like, yeah, they'll tit and tat and whatnot, but every time we talk about it, they're equal distant apart.
And there's a chance that Baltimore could be in second in like 4 days.
That's insane, and they're within striking of a wild card spot, which we will talk about after we talk about the rest of the AL teams.
Yep, we'll go down to the Central now. We got Minnesota in first place at 57 wins, 51 losses. followed by the Cleveland Guardians at one game back at 56 wins, 52 losses. Then we got the White Sox 2 games back at 55 wins, 53 losses. Then you got Kansas City 13 and a half back at 44 wins, 65 losses. And you got the Detroit Tigers 15 games back, 43 wins, 67 losses. I
The
didn't
big
realize
thing,
how close the top 3 teams in that Central Division were, to be honest with you.
that's the biggest thing for me is it's such a tight knit division. You have 3 decent teams, and I mean, all 5 teams in that division really are good. It's just a matter of a couple of them aren't hitting their stride like the rest of the teams, and be it the Royals gave up their 2 best players to the top 2 competitors in the AL East. So
Benintendi, what's the other? What's the guy the Jays get named?
Whitfield.
Whitfield,
No,
right?
was it Whitfield?
No.
No,
1 second.
Merrifield.
Merrifield, that's
Whit
right.
Merrifield.
I think I combined Whit Jr. and
I was thinking his first name and the second half of his last name. Whitfield.
Ah,
Hey,
that will do it, yeah.
that's a good name. Why not? Why not? That would be my nickname, Whitfield.
Whitfield, there we go.
Whitfield. There you go. Name.
TikTok
Just,
for you.
Justin Whitfield. Could you
Justin
imagine?
Whitfield.
Yeah. I like fielding my balls.
Okay.
On that note,
gonna move on.
the AL West, please.
The AL West. we got we got Houston in first place at 70 wins, 40 losses, followed by Seattle, 11 and a half back at 59 wins, 52 losses. And you got Texas 21 games back at 58 wins, 60 losses. The Angels behind them with 23 back, 47 wins, 63 losses. And then you got Oakland 29 games back at 41 wins, 69 losses.
That gap always surprises me. But those Astros, I mean, they've been playing pretty good. They have, I think, what you said, the best record in the AL right now.
No, the Yankees currently do.
Really?
Just because, 71 and 39.
Right.
Yeah. But it's one game, really, right? So.
Even then, I mean, it's still 2 great teams. Honestly, the Astros have been doing better the last little bit. The Yankees, not so much. So I think at this point, it's more so keeping an eye on Seattle and that
wild card spot.
That wild card spot, honestly. Speaking of wild card, let's talk about those top 5 teams in the wild card. Let's not worry about the rest of them. Let's talk about those top 5 teams. I think it's Toronto's top of them all there.
Okay. I'm just going to pull it up on something else because I don't understand the way Baseball Reference has it. 1 second.
No, that's fine. Yeah, they have it a little weird because they have Toronto actually above. Who is it? Minnesota, even though Minnesota's a division leader.
Okay, so the AL wildcard as of today, Toronto has the first wildcard spot, followed by Tampa in the second and Seattle in third.
Awesome. And then what is it? Baltimore's peaking in, and who else is peaking in?
Baltimore's 1 game back of Seattle, and Cleveland's 1.5, and the White Sox are 3.5. Or sorry, 3 games back.
So you have 6 teams within like 5.
And I mean, Boston's only 4.5 out, so they still technically have a chance.
It's funny how last year Toronto barely made it in, and they were so far above 500. Like
what, 91 wins, 92 wins, something like that?
It was not. It was 91-71.
Okay.
I think that's how it went.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, 91-71. So, being that far ahead, insane because like that's 10 games above 500 mark if you think about it. Like you had to have lost 10 of your 10 wins of your 91 wins to be a balanced 81-81. And to be just within that reach, and then this year they're on pace for roughly that same mark, and they could be leading the wild card.
Yeah.
So the difference between each year is insane. Mind you, the AL East has calmed down this year compared to last year. The Rays are not the top tier as they were last year, although they were amazing last year. They're still good this year. They're not as top tier. I think just with like the difference in pitching this year, injuries, so on and so forth. but you have Baltimore jumping in there now as a competitor. So like
Yeah.
there is so many different variables in this division. And to be fair, for a while I thought Boston had a chance, and they
Hmm.
tanked. Um,
Yeah. And I
Want to
mean, like I
know?
said, they're still technically not out of it, and Boston's one of those teams that can play like spoiler later on in the season. Like that team's
You're right.
still really good. It's just they're not clicking.
I, I'm not sure if they're going to click at this point.
Well,
Uh, we'll,
fair enough.
we'll talk about Chris Sale here in a little bit. Let's move on to the National League, go through their three, and then to the wild card.
Sure. I'll start with the National League East. We got the Mets, first place, 71 wins, 39 losses. Followed by Atlanta, 7 games back at 64 wins, 46 losses. And then you got Philly, 10 games back, 60 wins, 48 losses. Then Miami, 21 games back, 49 wins, 59 losses. And then Washington, 35 and a half back, 36 wins, 75 losses.
Hey,
They are by far the worst team in the league now.
they are out of a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Wow, but it's amazing. Again, 3 teams within 10 games of the NL East, 2 of which are have been up there the entire time. It was close there for a little bit. Then, of course, the Mets and the Braves faced each other. I really
The
do
Mets
think
won, didn't they?
yeah,
Did
they
they win
won
the whole
like
series?
I think they swept. If not, they
Did they
only
sweep?
lost
Okay.
one of the game.
Okay.
Like it was a tight series overall. The big thing for me with that division is, will the Mets hang on? Will the Braves catch up? They're both great teams, and I know for a fact both are going to make it most likely into the playoffs.
Hmm.
I think the biggest thing from here is, are you making it into the playoffs, both of you, and are you going to possibly face each other in the playoffs? Or are you going to have more of an opportunity of throwing in maybe even Philadelphia, right?
Hmm. Hmm. Can you
Alrighty.
imagine Atlanta and the Mets in the playoffs? That'd be wicked.
Could you imagine both of them plus Philly? I mean, 3 teams
True.
out of one division. You don't see it as much in the NL. NL is more of a balance across the country. The West is usually the scariest one. Right now, we have the East being
Yep.
just as competitive.
Hmm. And one thing I want to mention: the Mets and the Yankees, as of today, have the exact same record.
Again, yeah, no, it's been a talk for a couple of days, but honestly,
Yeah.
when New Yorkers band together, this is what happens.
Hmm. Hmm.
Awesome.
All right, let's move on to the Central. We got St. Louis at the top at 60 wins, 48 losses, followed by Milwaukee, 2 games back at 58 wins, 50 losses, followed by the Cubs, 16 games back, 44 wins, 64 losses, followed by Cincinnati, the same record as the Cubs, so 44 wins, 64 losses, and then followed by Pittsburgh, 16 and a half back at 44 wins, 65 losses.
So very tight knit, like one game decides who's in last place from all
Yeah.
3 teams in the
And then the
bottom.
top's only 2 back, so that's when you look at it, it's pretty close, but for different reasons.
Yeah, and if they keep pace this way the entire year, I mean, it'd be very interesting to have a competition at the end of who out of these top 2 teams are going to continue on together.
Yeah.
I mean, they are very, very close, those top 2 teams. So by all means, an interesting division. Who's going to win it? We don't know, but more importantly, we know who's not going to win it, and it's
It's true.
those bottom 3: Pittsburgh, Chicago,
And
and
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Well, I mean, Cincinnati was like out of the playoff picture from the day they started. They were worse than the
What, the
Orioles
first
last year.
week they were technically the first team like out of the picture or whatever.
Yeah. Now, I
Yeah.
do want to go on that a little bit. If I remember correctly, the Cincinnati Reds at the beginning of the season, before the season started, had a more of an opportunity, like a better percentage by Fangraphs of a playoff potential at like 0.5%. I could be wrong. It's just roughly that. Meanwhile, the Orioles, I'm pretty sure, were still sitting at a 0.0 or a 0.1. Here they are in a much better spot. So
Yep.
I mean, yes, it's the beginning of the season, and the Orioles have sucked for years. Last year they had a 0.0 chance. Again, the Reds, it's just a different season. They were almost a 50-50, like 81-81 team last year.
Hmm. But then in
So
the offseason, you got to remember though they did trade some of their pieces like Winker and a few other people that I can't think of off the top
I
of
do miss
my head right
Winker on
now.
the Reds. Winker was one of my favorites on the Reds. So, but good for him on Seattle. He's doing well. So
Oh, is he? Okay, good.
was he? Oh, let me
I don't
double
know.
check on that while you talk. Go to the West.
I thought he wasn't, but I don't really keep track of Seattle, so I know he had like a grand slam or something the other day, didn't he?
Winker is batting 229 with a .3 WAR, so not the greatest, but and only a 108 OPS plus. But Winker's not too bad. Not too bad. Not as great as I was thinking. I mean, he's had better years, but
He's playing his role. Pretty
yeah,
much.
he's doing what he has to do on a team that's doing well overall. By all means.
Okay.
All right.
All right. We'll go on to the NL West here. We got the Dodgers with the best record in baseball at 75 wins, 33 losses, followed by San Diego, which are 16 games back, 61 wins, 51 losses. Followed by San Francisco, which are 21 games back at 54 wins, 55 losses. Followed by Arizona, 26 back, 49 wins, 59 losses. And Colorado in last place, 28 and a half back at 48 wins, 63 losses.
It's crazy how close that division was at the beginning of the season. During that point where in May, I think it was, or even early June, they were all above 500. And now we're looking at teams that have fallen off. And what is it, like 2 or 3 above 500?
Currently, right now, just 2.
Just 2. And one of them's probably, hovering around. So
Yeah.
you have this point.
Game under.
Yeah, we have this point where a division that was claimed by one of the managers in that division, I'm going to never let him forget this, he claimed it to be the toughest division in baseball. Meanwhile, you have the best record in all of baseball, and the person in the bottom of your division is one of the farthest games back.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's tough for me to really think on that basis.
I mean, maybe he was going off last year because you remember last year you had what San Francisco and LA, and they both had what 100 wins if I remember correctly.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, and then like San Diego were what like 80 and something, so it was a lot closer. But this year it's not looking like that.
No, it definitely looked different for sure.
And go on to the wild card. You got more to say?
No, we'll go about the wild card here quickly, and then we'll move on to our players portion.
Oh, okay. So we got Atlanta on the first wild card spot, followed by Philadelphia, and then San Diego in the third wild card spot.
I mean, I can see that in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
Not
And then
having
Milwaukee's only. Oh, sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Milwaukee's only 1 game back of a playoff spot, and then the next probably closest that it has a chance is San Francisco, which they're 5.5 back.
Not bad, not bad. Be interesting to see where everybody ends up at the end of it, but I do see for those 6 teams in a playoff spot right now, I see it happening, right? So we'll see how it goes. And honestly, great work by a lot of the teams right now.
Right. The only thing I would say about the NL one is I wouldn't be surprised if Milwaukee sneaks their way in.
Honestly, it would be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And furthermore, of all players on Milwaukee, the one player I'm really thrilled for right now, and he's been doing well ever since, is Rowdy.
Rowdy, yep.
Rowdy, without a doubt. Alrighty, so now it's time to talk about our hot takes on cool players. This is where we discuss who we believe is the hottest players of the week. Usually ends up being pitchers because it's just stuff mainly I find on the internet. Long story short, Josh, I found a. I'm saying a lot. I apologize, everybody. I'm not muting myself this time either. I apologize. On base.
With me.
Right. Yeah, Josh has to suffer. Y'all have to suffer too. Since the All-Star break, on-base percentage in a minimum of 40 plate appearances is. You will take a guess at some of these guys, so I'll let you take a wild guess. There's 5 players on this list, 450 and above on their on-base percentage. Take a guess at
since the All-Star break.
Since the All-Star break, on-base percentage 450 and above, minimum 40 plate appearances.
Austin Riley.
Oh.
Chapman.
No.
Oh God. Okay.
One more. I'll let you have one more guess. If you get it right, I'll let you keep going.
I don't know why, but for some reason I'm thinking Matt Carpenter.
No.
Okay.
So, I'll read them from the bottom here. Pete Alonso at 459. Okay. Colton Wong at 466.
Okay.
Daniel Vogelback at 480.
I hope you have his quote in here later on.
I don't, but I do remember what it was.
Okay.
The dude literally said that he hits his home runs like he eats his donuts
In
in
bunches.
bunches. That's
It's a legendary quote.
he is my sole character of baseball right now. He looks how I feel, and I feel like I eat more than I should. So that's where we're at. And I did tonight too, just an FYI.
Well, there
but
you go.
he's my spirit animal in baseball, that's for sure. Second in the list is the Yankees star Aaron Judge.
How can I not think of? I didn't even think of Aaron Judge. For some reason, I went
You
to
know,
Matt Carpenter of all people.
he'd have to hit like 15 home runs for that to be legitimate. Aaron Judge's on base percentage is .519.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And
since the
40.
All-Star break.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. And he's second?
Yeah, he's second.
Oh.
And it is another AL East team, but I'll let you have a wild guess at the player on this team. It is the Baltimore Orioles.
Oh.
You may or may not get him at all.
It's not Mullins, is it?
No. Adley Rutschman.
Oh, Rutschman, really? Okay.
Rutschman is on base .529.
Since the All-Star break, that's awesome.
Since the All-Star break. Un-freaking believable. And that's hot statistic today. Let's talk about the rest of the hot takes again. A lot of it is pitchers, but we're going to go back talking about Sandy Alcantara for a minute. On August 3rd, Sandy pitched a complete game shutout on 105 pitches, 6 hits, 3 Ks, and only a walk on top of that. It's bringing his season ERA down to $1.88. He was lower than that before, but he did have a couple rough outings, which didn't help you, which we'll talk about in a little bit. But Sandy brought it back in his most recent one, which was the only good start of the 2 that you had from him.
I'm going to say this every time we bring him up. I still think he's going to be NL Cy Young winner.
NL Cy Young winner. And let's talk about Justin Verlander, the leader in the AL Cy Young talks.
Mm-hmm.
He is on fire this season. He's 39 years old, and he's playing like he's 25.
I didn't even realize he was 39 until I was watching like Sports Center or something the other day, and they mentioned. I'm like, what? Really?
You still watch Sports Center? My goodness.
I need something to fall asleep to.
Justin Verlander, his MLB ranks among qualified starters. This isn't even AL. This is the whole of MLB. He has 14 wins, leads the league. He has a .181. He leads the league in qualified starters for his ERA. His WHIP is 0.87, second in the league, and his batting average against is a .92, third in the league among qualified pitchers.
Wow. At 39, that's crazy.
39. He's gonna pitch He's gonna pitch another 5 years. He's gonna retire.
With what? 2 more Cy Youngs?
Probably. Not even including this year's. Not even including this year's.
He's won one in the past, hasn't he?
I think he's on pace for his 3rd.
I'll tell you here in a second. Cy Young. 2 Cy Youngs. 2019 and 2011.
So, and he's on pace for 3, at least.
Yeah.
I finished career with a good hot statistics there. So,
that's
great
awesome.
Great pitching. Comparing Justin Verlander with his 2011 MVP season, because he was MVP in 2011 as well as Cy Young, I do believe. Did you say he was?
Yes, Cy Young in 2011. Let me go back to that.
Yeah, double check. I'm pretty sure he was MVP.
MVP in 2011 as well. Yep.
So honestly, I'm surprised they allowed that, but hey, take it. Right. His ERA was worse in 2011 with a 2.40. He's right now $1.73. His K per 9 is a little lower this year comparatively. 9.0 in 2011, 8.8 in 2022. His WHIP is better though. He had a .92 back then, .85 now, and his opponent's average is a $1.92 back then and a $1.88 now. So comparing those two together, unbelievable stats.
very crazy.
So I think they backwards the opponent's average because one says $1.92, the other one says $1.88.
Oh.
Anyways, doesn't matter. The start that got this conversation going, because I have 3 pictures for Justin Verlander on my phone. I love the Justins. Wonder why.
Yeah.
Right. 6 innings pitched, 2 hits, no earned runs, 96 pitches, 5 Ks, and a walk. This one here has, I don't know, was it buck? Yeah, he's $1.73. Okay, so the ERA is correct on that. And that was versus the Guardians, so I mean, they haven't been the best of teams late, so I'll take it. Jordan Montgomery got traded from the Yankees to the Cardinals, and he faced the Yankees in his first start as a Cardinal. Because what
And
better
it was a hell
to
of
do?
a start.
It was a hell of a start. Only 5 innings pitched, 83 pitches. But he only allowed 2 hits, 1 walk, and struck out 1. Not a single earned run, and I'm pretty sure he got the dub on that as well.
Nice.
3.53 season ERA, so not the best ERA, but given the statistics in that, not bad.
Mm-hmm.
As per usual.
Must be like nerve-wracking to face your like former team, right?
Especially in the first one. Come on.
Yeah. And how good his former team is too, right? So.
Yeah. So you made a comment earlier about Edwin Diaz and
Yes.
him on the Mets. Edwin Diaz has struck out as of August the 7th, which would have been Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
Edwin Diaz has struck out 91 out of the 172 batters he's faced. That's over 50% of the batters he's faced has struck out.
That is insane.
He's on fire.
Yes.
He is on fire.
That's awesome. I saw some tweets on Twitter, obviously, about people was like they wouldn't be surprised if Edwin Diaz has some Cy Young votes. Has a reliever ever won it?
Plenty of times, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really? Okay.
If you go back in the history, I'm pretty sure there's a 2 or 3 within the past couple of decades alone. So,
Oh, really? Okay.
honestly, it doesn't happen often. You have to have one hell of a season and stay on top of your game constantly. Because pitchers get more recognition, but if you're pitching almost as much as a pitcher and your stats are qualified, you have a shot.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, as a closer, you have to be almost immaculate, which I don't think he has been perfect, but he's been great.
Yeah.
The Toronto Blue Jays put on Facebook the most RBIs through 450 games as a Blue Jay. Vladdy is number 1 with 281 RBIs through 450, 3 above Carlos Delgado, and a handful above Vernon Wells and Adam Lind.
I saw Vernon Wells was giving his flowers to Vladdy on Twitter about that. That was pretty cool.
You know what? Good for him. I mean, kid's been on fire.
Oh, yeah.
Kid's been on fire. We got to bring back up about Tristan McKenzie because he had a couple of bad starts as well, but he jumped right back into it. His season ERA does not show how good he's been the last going off. 8 innings pitched, 2 hits, allowed no earned runs over 91 pitches, 8 Ks, and only 1 walk. Season ERA 3.16.
Didn't he go clean shaven and stuff too?
He is in this photo. He might have a little something on the chin, but that's
Okay.
about it. Yeah, the chin's chin.
Hey, baseball players are super. What's the word I'm looking for? Oh God, not stereotypical, but
I'm lost.
yeah, I can't think of the damn word. It'll come to me.
Yeah,
I don't know, but maybe he just needed to, change something up.
Oh.
Maybe he needed to go clean shaven.
Superstitious.
Yes, thank you. That's the word I was looking for.
You had to just describe it, buddy. All right, speaking of superstitions, Miguel Cabrera, after a lot of debate, will play next season. And a lot of people are saying it's because it's part of his contract already. He's not going to just do his team dirty.
Okay.
So they're paying him $30+ million next year. So he said, dude, I'm not going to pass that up. Let's play. He had to debate about it. He talked to a lot of different people, but he has confirmed that unless things drastically take a turn, he plans to play next year. So good for him.
Mm-hmm. It's
He
gonna
is.
be a sad day when Miggy calls it quits.
He's like I said last week. He's the last of those guys that you say, "Oh, this was my childhood."
Yeah, him and like Pujols are like the two, and Pujols is done this season, so
Pujols has done this season. Yadi is another one. I'm pretty sure
yeah.
he's going soon. Wayno, he's another one.
Yeah.
So those four guys right there. That's all we have left of our childhood, pretty much. Most everybody else has gone by the wayside.
Yep.
I don't normally pay too much attention to the players of the week, but I had to this time. MLB posted their players of the week yesterday, and Kevin Gausman of the Toronto Blue Jays, 2 starts, 14 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 15 strikeouts. Not once did I see any page outside of Canada talk about this.
Does that surprise you though?
No. It's kind of frustrating a little bit because dude pitched great.
Yep.
In 2 straight starts. Didn't allow a single run, 15 strikeouts, over 14 innings pitched. And the second one he got a no decision on because it got taken to that very controversial final 10th inning, which I don't have in the thing, but we'll quickly talk about that. That call, in my opinion, as a Jays fan, watching it thoroughly after making lots of personal comments, I believe that he was actually out, and I'm going to explain why quickly. The ball was thrown from the left fielder, and I did see Sanchez move towards where the ball was going. Do I think he had to move that far? No. The only thing that stands out, in my opinion, that they could have looked at to change that ruling and maybe why he was safe is because of the knee of Sanchez. Sanchez's knee started going down before he caught the ball, in which may be a partially violation. However, I can't tell you for sure because I don't know enough about the rule. They don't call it enough to really definitively say anything.
Yeah.
But that's because these guys and Sanchez, he looked down at the plate. He knew where he was standing. Yes, he took a step over, which is about half of his body width, if you will. Do I believe that he could have got away with that without moving? Possibly. But I don't think he would have gotten the result that he wanted, which at the end of the day, that's not the only part of that game that kind of bothered anybody. I think that, the Twins also got to look at their offense the next inning. Buddy had a fly ball. He could have advanced to third, but instead he went halfway and then went back to second. He blew his entire opportunity right there.
Yeah.
So you got to do whatever you can to move. Mm-hmm. Gausman should have not had to worry about whether or not his team was going to win that day. At the end of the day, that's the biggest play. It's the biggest outcome, and it cost the game for the Twins. Rocco Baldelli, wouldn't surprise me if he got fined at this point.
He was very vocal, wasn't he?
Lots of words, including the word chicken shit, which did not get censored through Sportsnet here in Canada. And I was shocked when I saw the word chicken shit.
Chicken shit. Speaking of stuff that wasn't censored on the broadcast, did you see the clip of Pete Rose in the booth?
I didn't, but I heard about it. It was absolutely hilarious.
I'm pretty sure he said cock and shit or something, or
yeah, he called it. He said the pitch was cock height.
Yeah, cock high or something. Yeah.
he hit a cock high fastball. I'm sorry, but dude, you're on live television. What are you saying?
But it's Pete Rose. He don't give a fuck.
No, it's not like he's going to the Hall of Fame or anything.
Exactly, which I don't agree with one bit, but whatever.
He signed off on it.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that. Okay.
He signed off on it many, many, many years ago. Now, mind you, his name should get brought back up. If Manfred did that, then everybody would change their mind completely. I think almost everybody's on par with that. Anyways, we got to get going, talking about a little bit more stuff. Nolan Arenado was the other player of the week on the NL side. He had a 476 average, 3 home runs, 1.56 OPS. Insane. 1.5
for a week.
1.15. I'll call it 1.560.
Okay.
That might make a little more sense to you, but 1.560 OPS is insane. Crazy. So that is it. That's all I have for the hot takes on cool players. The last section I want to go over quickly. There's a fair amount, but some of I have 12 pitchers, but I think some of these are kind of combined together.
Okay.
I want to talk about the 4 strikes on Yordan Alvarez. I think we talked a little bit about it last
I
week.
think we did, yeah.
How? And
How did,
John Boy finally came up with a breakdown, and he still
oh, did
can't
he?
figure it out either. He's 4 umpires, 18 dressed and ready to go ball players, if you really want to discuss it that way. Actually, no, 20. And then you're also talking about everybody else on the benches ready to go.
The fans, yeah.
No one?
Yeah.
There's one guy too busy on his phone flicking through. Like, dude, pay attention to the game. Like, why are you there?
Did Yordan know? Like, did anyone ask him? Like, did he know he had 4
Oh, you could,
strikes?
dude. When John Boy zoomed in on his face, he was like,
He was confused, looked, or like kind
no,
of looking around. Okay.
he stood there. He's like, well, I mean, if you're not gonna tell me, like the umpire just went strike. That was it. Like,
Okay.
so Yordan just stood there, like, all right, cool. Like,
I'll take it.
if you want to give this to me, I'm not moving until you tell me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, funny.
That still boggles my mind, though.
Speaking of boggles the mind, the Los Angeles Angels hit 7 home runs on August 4th and still lost a game.
Yeah. And they lost by 1 run.
8-7.
8-7, I think. Yeah.
And I don't even know if their opponent hit a home run in that game, but that doesn't matter. They are the 6th team in MLB history to hit 7 home runs in a game and lose, and they are the only team to ever hit 7 solo shots and not get a single other run in the game and lose.
I mean, is it terrible to say that's the Angels for you, though?
And what's funny is it's the franchise record. They tied the franchise record.
Oh, wow.
That sums up the season. I'm pretty sure 2 of those home runs were off of the bat.
Shohei hit 1 at least, didn't he? Yeah.
He had 1. I'm pretty sure he had 2. But anyways.
Okay.
The Dodgers.
Not Shohei's or Trout's fault. I'll just say that. They just can't build a team around them.
Oh, they can't afford to. Look what the money they're giving. They're giving up that much money for one guy who's always injured and one guy who's always picking up everybody's slack on both sides of the ball.
Fair enough.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Trout's downfall is going to be his injuries, just hands down. Alrighty, so the Dodgers, with the acquisition of Joey Gallo, have the 3 of the 10 worst batting averages in all of qualified batters, with Joey Gallo at a $159, Max Muncy at a $162, and Cody Bellinger at the very bottom of that top 10, bottom 10 if you will, 206.
Okay. But the team's still winning.
The team's still winning. They have 3 of the worst qualified batters, but the rest of the team's picking them up, and the pitching's got to be it.
Yeah.
There's no other way around it. There's no way you have your 3 of your main 9 guys. Absolute dog shit.
Remember when Cody Bellinger was like MVP in like what 2018?
Like it
Remember
was
that?
not that long ago.
Yeah.
And Max Muncy was not far behind. Joey Gallo had good seasons, and these guys are 3 of the shittiest 10 players in baseball.
Right now, yeah.
Of
Well,
qualified batters, mind you.
yeah.
But only so many people make that list, so you know how that goes. I have a picture on my phone here, and I will share it on the clip at some point. Miller was over near first base, and Beer was the runner, and they were running side by side. Miller was on the left, Beer was on the right, so it was Miller, Beer. You know what? Great advertisement. You didn't even have to pay for it.
I bet you they had some fun on social media with that.
Oh, yes, they did. So we have to talk about some history for a second. I was just scrolling through Facebook one day, and Triple Play Baseball, who loves to post a lot of historical facts, posted this. So we all know about Phil Necro. Did you know about his brother Joe?
I didn't know he had a brother.
Yeah, so he had a brother. His brother's name is Joe Necro. He is a knuckleball pitcher. He came to the plate a total of 1,165 times in his 22-year career, because back then the Astros were part of the National League, and he hit a lot. He hit exactly 1 home run in his career while with the Astros. His home run was the deciding factor, whether or not it was the 1 run that was the difference. Against the Braves, they won 4-3 on May 29th of 1976. His home run came off of Phil Necro.
It's awesome.
His brother.
I bet you that's some bragging rights in the house.
Oh, hell yeah, man. He went in home and he's like, wow, look what I did.
Yeah.
don't know if they talk like that. I do apologize, but that was great. So
That's awesome.
last week we talked about Patrick Corbin having some shit starts, but there's more.
He's still at it, isn't he?
But wait, there's
There's
more.
more.
This is one of those Flex Seal commercials. Did you know that you can get an extra 2 runs for absolutely no outs? Let's tell you how. So it basically started like this. This is the second inning. So he got through a three batter first inning, perfectly unscathed. Schwarber ground out, so 1 out. So he's 4 for 4 on outs right now. Hoskins home run, Bohm walk, Real Muto fly out, Castellanos with a single, Matt Vierling got a 3-run shot, single by Segura, Edmundo Sosa hit by pitch, Bryson Stott with a 2-run triple, and then a walk on Kyle Schwarber. So Schwarber started the inning with a ground out and came up to take a walk in his second at bat of the inning.
That's crazy.
I think he got pulled after that.
Yeah, I don't blame them. I would have pulled him a little bit sooner, but hey.
What can you do? All right, so Fuzzy from YT, shout out Fuzzy. He tweeted, "Oh my God!" After Mandy Bell tweeted that the Guardians designated Franmil Reyes for assignment.
I'm pretty sure he got picked up as of recently. Did he not?
Let's take a little peeky boo, shall we? Franmil Reyes is no, he's
Cubs.
Cubs, but he was put
Yeah.
to the minors.
Yes. Yeah.
He's on the 40 man, but he's put to the minors, so he cleared technically with onto the Cubs. His pitcher's still Cleveland. But
Yes.
we'll accept that for what it is.
He didn't have a
Crazy.
bad year last year. 30 home runs, 85 RBIs, 254 batting average.
He debuted in 2018, so it's been 5 years, and he has a 2.9 WAR career. It's one of the lower career WARs that I've seen out of a 5-year player.
Okay.
And his WAR this season was negative 0.9.
Oh wow. Okay.
So
yeah, I see that.
yeah, his team has lost an entire game because of him. Overall,
Yes.
that's basically what that kind of stands for. Like a replacement level player, be it, we'll use Bradley Zimmer as an average replacement player. Bradley Zimmer's better than him by an entire win. That's insane. Talking about the Blue Jays for a second, Jordan Romano is the only MLB pitcher in the modern era to strike out a batter, not allow a single hit, issue not a single walk, and yet not get a single out and take the loss.
What?
Stats by stats threw this one right in those words. So what happened is the strikeout was a dropped third strike.
Oh, okay.
Runner made it to first. There was the ghost runner on second. He made it to third. Then wild pitch, something happened, and it was a walk-off for the Twins.
Gotcha. I mean, he didn't record an out. Okay. Gotcha.
He did not record an out, although he had a strikeout.
Yeah, because
that, no walks, no hits. Fuck you. It could have been a sac fly. It might not have been a wild pitch to end it, but even then, come on, man.
I think it's weird that they still classify like the drop third strike or whatever as a strikeout. Isn't that a little odd?
To be fair, it's a strikeout.
True, but you don't get the out portion. That's how you see people with 4 strikeout innings. Well, I mean, to be fair, it doesn't happen a lot, but it has happened in the past.
It counts.
Yeah,
or 4-pitch strikeouts, you know?
Yeah.
All right. So, scrolling through Facebook the other day, I saw a tweet asking someone questioned, when did the Twins last win a playoff game?
Oh.
Fun fact, 2004.
Probably like with Joe Mauer.
2004.
That long ago, really? I was gonna say like 2011. Wow. Okay.
So they won a game versus the Yankees in the 2004 ALDS, and then proceeded to lose the next 3 games. From there, they have been swept out of the postseason in whatever the first round it was they played. In 2006, 2009, 2010, 2017, 2019, and 2020. Sadly, it has become what the Twins are all about. MLB teams have won a grand total of 592 games in the playoffs since they've had a playoff win as the Twins.
Oh, that sucks.
The fact that this statistic exists, like, man, statistics are endless.
Yeah, if you really wanted to find them, you could find something probably new every day.
You can find something new every minute. It's
Yeah.
absolutely insane. Speaking of more stats, Jeremy Frank, or at MLB Random Stats, he tweeted, Joey Gallo's teams are 52 and 18 in games he's started this year. That's a win percentage of 743. That means in a 162 game pace, it's 120 wins. So
but I mean, to be fair, he's playing for the arguably two best teams in the league.
No, you can't blame it on him 100%, but you can also say that when his presence is there, they're winning.
True. Because, well, look at that recent stat when he got traded. 5 losses for the Yankees, 5 wins for the Dodgers, right?
It's up to 6 wins for the Dodgers now.
Oh, is it up to 6 wins now?
Yeah, it's fun. Jason Hayward has already been told that he's not going to be re-signed at the end of the season after the trade deadline.
Yeah. No one wanted his money, probably.
So he's being
making a
released
bag, wasn't he? I thought so.
Yeah, I think so. He's being released at the end of the season. So we said we'd talk about Chris Sale. Here's Chris Sale. Chris Sale suffered a wrist injury while riding his bicycle, or bike, might have been a motor. No, it says bicycle. He underwent season-ending surgery on his wrist after falling off his bike.
Jeez. Do they got to do what they do with Tatis? Say no more motorcycles, but with him, no more bicycles?
You know what? These guys need 4 wheels. They're not doing something right. I don't know, but
well, that's kind of sucks for Chris Sale. He's been having a rough year to begin with. So
rough year, well,
a couple of years, I guess, right?
Couple of years, yeah. They're not doing well with them at all. All right, last one. You actually shared this a couple days ago, and it randomly popped up on my Facebook tonight. Braves pitcher Max Fried knocked himself silly a couple days ago. He was diving for a foul ball, and he ended up face planting into the ground. I actually think he might have knocked himself out for a few seconds.
I don't know if he knocked himself out, but he looked like he was struggling for a minute. They showed him like just kind of like on the field, just like, yeah, looked like he was struggling.
I honestly, I think he just gave up, and by all means, I don't blame him. I watched the video. Dude was tumbling the whole way.
Yeah, he got the out though, didn't he? Or no?
I don't know. I didn't see that part.
Okay.
Alrighty. So that brings us to the end of the talking about everything that's happened. Time to get to the fun shit. Josh and I love to play games. These games are fun. It starts with a 60-second guess, goes on to the over-under, overrated, underrated, a new segment called the Team's MVP. Then we play What Hats Did He Wear, do a salary cap rotation after going over the previous week, and then finally discuss what we think will happen over the next week, given the fact that there's a lot of shit that happens that we don't predict, and very little that happens that we do predict. So let's get started on our 60-second guess. Josh, last week I annihilated yours. Not as good as you annihilated mine the week before, but you had a hint for both the last couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got you. I got you last week.
You did.
Whether it's a hint for each one combined or if it's a hint for each one individually, that is your choice.
Oh shit! I didn't think about that.
It doesn't have to be all the same. Like, remember a couple weeks ago when I said everybody was in the same division, or last week when it was every team was a ground or air animal. You don't have to do anything like that. Like, you can just have a hint for each player. It's not a real skin and marinky-dinky-dink kind of situation there. You just have to come up with some sort of
Okay.
hint.
I didn't think about this, so these might be easy for you. So
Are you saying it would have been easy to begin with?
Well, maybe.
Probably. Alrighty, so Josh, since I get the bonus, I also get to go first because last couple times you went first. So we're gonna get started here. 60 seconds on the timer. Timer starts now. American League.
Yes.
Oh, hint.
Oh, this guy's a bench warmer.
Riley Zimmer.
No.
No, okay. So you said yes to American League. American League East.
No.
American League Central.
Yes.
White Sox.
No.
Royals.
No.
Twins.
No.
Guardians.
No.
So it's the Tigers.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Said he was a bench warmer.
Okay, maybe not a bench warmer, but he's not known for starting.
Akil Badu.
No.
God damn it. I love myself some Akil. I haven't heard a lot about him this year. Shoot, 14 seconds. Infield?
No.
Outfield.
Yes.
Willie Castro.
No.
Az Cameron?
No.
Cody Clemens.
No.
My timer is up.
It was Derek Hill.
Oh, fuck. He was next one down. Actually, I skipped him. I keep looking at the bold. So they have the bold for left-handed bats.
Oh, and you keep looking at that.
Throws me off every time. I'm like, dude, bold means they're active. No, it's not, Justin. You're a fucking idiot. All right. Well, I'll tell you, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. That's for sure.
Your hint. Oh, wait, yeah. Your
hint
hint.
first.
Your hint for this guy is high ERA.
High ERA. Well, that kind of gives away the position. All right.
Or does it?
You're not wrong, actually. Alrighty, 60 seconds starting now. American League.
Yes.
East.
Yes.
Is it Kikuchi?
It fucking was.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ. I don't even have to guess the team. You said high ERA. Like, dude, I know. But what's funny is his ERA for the season and Barrios' ERA for the season is
Are the
actually
exact
roughly
same.
the same. That's kind of sketchy.
I think as of right
Alright.
now, they're the exact same.
Yeah, I think that's what I read as well. So, honestly, they suck. Alrighty, next.
Your hint for this guy is he has a ginger beard.
Gosh, it's not you, is it?
I wish I was a baseball player.
60 seconds starting now. We'll start with the National League, guess.
Yes.
Central?
No.
West.
Yes.
Dodgers.
No.
Padres.
No.
Giants.
Yes.
Why did I say that like that?
I don't know. I was kind of enjoying it though.
All right, he has a ginger beard. Who are you? I would be that guy. Alex Cobb?
That's
Oh.
correct.
Is it actually?
Yeah.
Dude, I was
That's
gonna guess
ginger,
the other
right?
guy.
It looks ginger to me.
That looks very ginger. The other guy
Okay.
that is there is Brebbia, and he has a fairly ginger-looking beard as well. So
Oh,
2 for
okay.
3 so far. All right, no, not bad, not bad. Let's add my 15 seconds to that. 2 minutes 22 seconds. Josh, what's my hint?
This guy's got a heck of a hairdo.
Alrighty, American League.
No.
So National East,
Yes.
Mets,
No.
Marlins.
Yes.
Marlins and hairdo.
Like a flow kind of hairdo.
Frickin' Chisholm Jr.
No.
Oh, this guy. Stephen O'Kurt.
Yes.
What is that? I gotta share that photo. My goodness, I love that hair, man.
I
That
know,
hair.
right? I couldn't
Looks
think of
like-
anything else. I'm like,
Alrighty, last one. 2 minutes 48 seconds.
this will probably give it away, but I think it's funny. Is known for his cake.
Laddie.
No.
I'm just gonna make a couple wild guesses first because got a little bit of time here. Daniel Vogelback.
No.
No. Okay. Rowdy.
No.
Oh, you had Rowdy last week. What am I even
I
asking?
did, yeah.
Okay, so I actually have to guess here. Known for his. Oh, okay. No. You said cake, not icing, right?
Right, cake.
I was gonna guess Reese there for a second. American League.
Yes.
Central.
No.
West.
Yes.
Houston.
No.
Seattle.
No.
Texas.
No.
La.
No.
Okay, so it's Oakland.
Yeah.
Who's known? It honestly didn't give it away.
Oh, really? I thought it would.
I'm not seeing any. Is it pitcher?
No.
I was gonna say Kirby because Kirby was in there for a second, but no, I heard that. Buck 28. What do I got here? Infield.
Yes.
Elvis Andrews.
No.
Tony Kempt.
No.
Seth Brown.
No.
Sean Murph.
Yes.
Murphy. Sorry, Murphy. Okay.
Yes. You remember that? It was the beginning of the season where that foul ball hit his arse and he like stuck his arse out. Remember that?
Oh, he's the Urs guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. I forgot about that. That's
I thought I
terrible.
would have gave it away with that. I think about that every other day. It's fucking hilarious.
Dude, I so forgot about that. Now I need to search it back up. Sean Murphy
Pops
ass
up in
guy.
my on like Twitter all the time for me. It's fucking hilarious.
Oh, that's
People
fucking
using it for
great.
other stuff.
That's so great. Alrighty. Alrighty, so 60 seconds on the timer for you. Starting now.
American League
Yes.
pitcher.
Yes.
East
Yes.
starter.
No.
Relief. Boston.
No.
Baltimore.
No.
Tampa.
No.
The Jays.
No.
Yankees.
Yes, sir.
Closing pitcher.
Yes.
Who's their closing pitcher? Clay Holmes.
No.
Oh, Michael King.
No.
Oh, who the hell's our closing pitcher?
Well, he was a closer. I think he's more set up now, but he was closer at one point.
Chapman.
Yep.
Okay.
Sorry, I know that comment kind of gave it away, but you were kind of lost there, and I was like,
I
"Man,
was.
I can't leave him hanging. I can't leave him hanging." Yeah, Chapman has a negative .1 WAR this season.
Yeah, he's been dog shit the past year and a half.
Yeah, yeah. I
Dicky stuff.
I love his full name. His first name is not Aroldis.
Oh,
His first name is Alberton.
Alberton. As a
Albert.
middle name.
Albert. Yeah. Albert IN. That's how you spell it.
Huh.
I know it's a terrible way to spell things. I'm not that good at English, but that's a good way to determine it. Anyways, yeah, that's his nicknames are Cuban Missile or the Missile.
Ooh. I like the Missile. It's more.
I really do too, honestly. All right, Buck 17 starting now.
American League.
No.
Okay, pitcher.
Pitcher, yes.
Starter.
Yes.
Okay. East.
No.
Central.
No.
So West. Dodgers.
Nope.
Giants.
Nope.
Padres.
Nope.
Closer.
Nope.
Okay. And you said no to starter, correct?
I said yes to starter, didn't I?
Yes to starter. Okay. Hugh Darvish.
No.
Musgrove.
No.
Blake Schnell.
No.
Manaea.
It is Sean Manaea.
Manaea.
So the one thing that drove me to him was his nickname of Baby Giraffe.
Baby Giraffe. That's awesome.
His
Does
other
he have
nickname.
a really big neck? Is that why?
Well, yeah, actually, without the beard, he
Okay.
would. The beard kind of hides it a little, but he has a long neck.
Gotcha.
His other nicknames is Duckhead
Doug Kid.
and the Maniallator.
Okay. So I
I'll
think your theme is nicknames this week.
no, it's not even close. Actually,
Oh.
if you don't get it, I'll tell you at the end.
Okay.
But and you may get it with this one. 129 on the clock. You've gotten 2 correct so far.
Yes.
Awesome.
Pitcher?
Starting now. No.
American League.
Yep.
East.
Yep.
Blue Jay.
Yep.
Okay. Matt Chapman.
Yes.
Is it former A's?
No.
Oh.
No,
Okay.
not even. No.
Didn't
No.
Chapman play for the A's?
Chapman did, but it's not former A's.
Oh,
Next one
okay.
will tell you it's not the former A's.
Oh, okay.
Chapman, I love nicknames. His nickname is Chappie, Pegasus, or Hurtado.
I've never heard that last one.
I'll take it. I mean, hey, if he's hurting them, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Alrighty. That gives you 2:13 on the timer starting now.
Pitcher.
Yep.
American League.
Yep.
East.
Yep.
Yankees.
Nope.
Jays.
Yep.
Oh God. Starter.
Yep.
Manoa.
Yep.
Okay. I'm not getting your theme here.
I'll tell you at the end if I have to.
Okay.
There's no nickname on here for him.
For Manoa?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I'm actually impressed by that. Also, his Twitter is at Alec_Manoa47. His number
it
is
is
6.
Maybe 47 is like his college number or something.
Maybe. Alrighty, and
His middle name's Isaac. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the things Baseball Reference will tell you.
I know, right?
Alrighty. So, final one. You have 2:54 on the clock.
Okay.
Starting now.
American League.
Yes.
Blue Jays.
No.
Okay. Yankees.
No.
Tampa Bay.
No.
Boston.
No.
Baltimore then.
No. You just said American League. You never said a division.
Oh shit. I thought I said East. My bad.
Good thing you got
West?
time.
Yeah, true.
It is West.
Okay. Houston.
Yep.
Pitcher.
Nope.
Infield.
Not primarily, no.
Not primarily, so outfield or DH.
Yeah.
Is it outfield?
It's primarily outfield. I'll give you the positions. It's outfield, first base, designated hitter.
Jordan.
No.
Okay. Yuri Gurriel.
Nope.
Diaz.
Nope.
Dubon.
Nope.
Okay. Trey Mancini.
It is the Mancini himself, Trey.
Mancini. I kind of forgot he got traded.
His photo. I'm sorry. He's still an Oriole in my opinion. That photo threw me right off. All right, so we're done with the timer.
His nickname is Boomer. Or Boom Boom.
Boom boom, I love it.
What's your theme?
My theme: every player had man in their name.
Oh. Yeah, I would have never got that.
Chapman, Manea, Chapman,
Yeah.
Manoa, Mancini.
Yeah, I would have never caught onto that.
I'm clever.
Yeah. Too clever. I don't like it.
Trust me, I don't either. Alrighty, so that takes care of the 60-second guess. Now it's time to move on to the MLB Goods and Goofs over-under, where Josh and I put our skills to the test against the most non-existent over-unders on the planet to determine who has the better prediction skills. Now, last week, Josh had better than I did. He had 4 out of 5. I had 3 out of 5. To give a quick breakdown on it, I'm not impressed. There was a lot of unders last week.
Okay.
In fact, every single one was under.
Oh, really?
Padres only won 3
That's
of their
probably the one I
8
got wrong,
games.
wasn't it?
That was the one you got wrong.
Yeah.
That's the one I got correct. I got that one first. I'm like, man, I think I'm gonna do good. Did the rest. Miami ground into double plays. They were under on that. They only got 1 out of the 4.5. Toronto only allowed 5 home runs over their 6 games. I predicted, or the over under was 6.5. Those are the 3 I got correct. Or sorry, 7.5. Those are the 3 I got correct. Pujols, he didn't get a single hit in his 4 appearances. And Josh Hader had 2 appearances in the 8 games and did not allow a single run.
Okay.
So that was last week's. This week for the over under. Oh, I do want to read our stipulation because we have to do that. Because sometimes, as per usual, it has been stated that this segment is only for fun and is not to be used in your decision making for your own betting. Also, we highly recommend to limit your spending if you do decide to gamble. We are not responsible for any decision making with regards to sports betting. For gambling problem help, please reach out to your local gambling help organization. As well as if you can't speak English like me, you might need speech therapy. Contact 1-800-FUCK-OFF. That's where I'm at tonight. I can't speak English anymore. All right, Josh. This week we kind of did it on the fly. I made these up literally yesterday or this morning. So, St. Louis plays 6 games over the next, well, given yesterday through till Sunday. They have a day off. I believe it was actually yesterday. Colorado, 3 games in Colorado and 3 at home versus Milwaukee. Over under 3.5. Josh, what you got?
Give me the over.
I took the over as well. St. Louis has been playing phenomenally.
Yep.
Being that I'm pretty sure they're in the lead of their division.
They are, yeah.
So good for them. Good for them.
And I mean, against Milwaukee, it's kind of must win because they're only two back. So I see them.
Oh yeah, they're going to be playing on fire. And you know what?
Yeah.
They're going to Colorado. They don't go there often. So you know what? Take advantage. Toronto Blue Jays home runs over 6 games, 3 at Baltimore, and 3 at home versus Cleveland. Over under 4.5. Josh, what you got?
I'll take the over.
You know what? I'm going against that. I'm taking the under, and I'll tell you why. Baltimore's not a hitter-friendly, home run-friendly ballpark.
Right.
Now, I made this decision knowing what yesterday's situation happened, and I'm still saying under. And they have 5 more games, including today, to hit literally 3. The over. They hit 2 yesterday, but I still made that decision to say under because they're playing in Baltimore. Yeah, sure, those 2 were in Baltimore, but is it gonna stay that way? Let's see. I don't use what I know until after I've already made my decision. I'm just like, hey, yeah, cool. This could be fun.
Good way to be.
Yeah. Houston hits per game in 6 games. 3 versus Texas, 3 versus Oakland, so 6 home games. 7.5 over under per game. So this is an average over those 6 games of 7.5 per game. Josh, what you got?
I'm gonna take the under on that one.
You are. I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna kind of tell you why. I did a calculation. Now, mind you, I know this is just averages and it doesn't always work out perfectly over a short period of time, which is why you don't use this to any knowledge. I chose the over because their average is actually over 8 a game.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
Yeah, they have 881 hits over 110 games.
Okay.
That being said,
They could have got 20 in one game, right?
they could have got 20 in one game and a bunch with like 5. So yeah, take everything with a grain of salt, especially if you're going to beat Boston 28-5. Then yeah, definitely. Toronto. I'm just referring to that because look at the amount of hits.
Yep. Excuse me.
Speaking of hits, a great player in the name of Paul Goldschmidt. Home runs over 6 games. 3 at Colorado, 3 versus Milwaukee. Over under 1.5 home runs. Josh, what you got?
Take the over.
I took the over as well. He had 3 last week.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean anything. We know about the Janny Danson stuff. I say that like it's born natural, man. Janny Danson. With the Danny Jansen stuff from a few weeks ago, he had 2 home runs in 1 game. His over under was 1.5. He got nothing. So that's kind of where this is at. So,
But Paul Goldschmidt's on another tier than Janny Danson, so.
yeah, he is. He is. As everybody calls him, Goldie.
Goldie.
Alrighty. And last but not least, we got to bring back Sandy because I love Sandy. Everybody loves Sandy. Sandy Alcantara earned runs in his next start, which is tomorrow night, Wednesday, August 10th, in Philadelphia versus the Phillies. Over under 1.5 earned runs. Josh, what you got?
I got to ride with Sandy. Give me the under.
I did the same thing, under as well. Sandy Alcantara, please. You have had many good starts over the season. You've had 2-ish crappy ones over the last couple of months. Don't let this
But that's bound to happen.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Alrighty. Over-under is always quick. Now time for the other over-under type style. It is overrated and underrated, where basically we're going to say specific things to baseball. Some of this may be sport generic, but generally related to baseball. And we state whether or not we think it's overrated or underrated. Pretty fucking self-explanatory, but I like to explain everything in full detail so that everybody who is new knows what the fuck we're talking about. All right, Josh, first one, overrated or underrated? Bobblehead Day.
Bobblehead Day? I'm going to say, like, underrated. I've never been to a bobblehead day thing, but they always seem so cool to me.
I want a bobblehead so bad. I've never been to a game. I want to be to a game. I want to be at a bobblehead game, specifically certain players.
Mm-hmm.
Bobbleheads are way underrated for me. And I watched a little thing on the MLB Ask How or questions something. I don't know. They have a little segment on YouTube, and it basically described how the bobblehead became what it is. It was great, then it wasn't, then it came back, and baseball was the reason it came back. Overrated or underrated? Bat flips or pimping a home run?
Okay. Underrated. I fucking love that shit.
Tell me about it. The only person that doesn't is Mad Bum. And
apparently,
yeah.
And people from like the 50s don't like it.
Yeah, well, they can watch other sports if they get tired of that. I hear softball's pretty good. Underrated indeed. Bat flips. I mean, Joey Bats is one that just sticks in my mind. But honestly, Teo's been hitting, when he's hitting a home run lately, if it's in a high leverage situation, that bat is, he's just dropping it like it's hot. Like, he's unbelievable when he's hitting those home runs. So, yeah, like, I'm all for it.
I like anything like that. Like, even if it's not like a bat flip, like Juan Soto does, like, what do they call it, the Soto shuffle or whatever.
Yeah,
he's like when he's waiting for like the pitch or whatever. Like, I love shit like that.
Trevor Bauer with his little shimmy back into the dugout after his, and then some of the batters, when they hit the home runs, they pimp him with that. Like, it's just, but he's all for it, and I love that. He needs to, like, once he's done this, he needs to come back with great, like, just play ball. Play ball. Do his thing. Like, do his thing. Next one, overrated or underrated? Arguing with the umpire with an ejection at the end.
So, as a fan, I love this. But if I was like a part of that team, I feel like I would feel differently. But I would say, as a fan, I would say underrated. I find that so entertaining, especially when they get like right into it. Like fucking John Gibbons, like 2015, 2016, led the league in ejections with like 10 more than the next guy or whatever it was.
Oh, he's fantastic, man. He's fantastic. So underrated indeed. These guys are here to make a scene. In fact, speaking of Toronto Blue Jays managers, Charlie Montoyo probably has the least amount of ejections over the same time frame. With like 2.
And I think they were all this year, weren't they?
They were both this year, and it was just arguing strikes. Like, dude, if you're gonna get ejected over something, get ejected for something.
Go all out, man.
Dude,
throw a base or something.
Literally, take the base and run.
And
Yes.
the way I look at it, if your manager is gonna risk like getting a fine and like getting tossed out, like that's passion right there.
Just that's one thing I'm sorry he did not have. Anyways, next one. Overrated or underrated? Taping a player to the pole in the dugout.
I I forget what team that did it, but a team did this recently, didn't they?
There's a couple teams recently, but the most standout one for me, I believe, correct me on the player if I'm wrong, but it might have been Garcia Parra when he was with the Red Sox.
Okay.
Back in the early 2000s, they did that, and then there's been a couple teams. The most recent that I remember wasn't to a pole; it was just taping him up. It was Vladdy. They taped his mouth shut just so that they could
Right.
stop listening to him.
Right. And didn't they tape him to like the bench or something so he couldn't follow him around or something?
Right, because he was just annoying the shit out of everybody.
I,
Oh, it was hilarious.
I'm gonna say underrated because you just mentioned it's hilarious. They're having fun. Why not? Right.
Right? As long as it's all in good fun, it's no different
Right.
than lighting someone's shoe on fire. It's no different than sticking the bubble to the top of their hat for gum.
Yeah.
It's all the fun stuff, man. That's what gets
As
them
long as
by.
no one takes it too far or whatever, right?
Oh,
As
well,
long as you're all having fun.
and that's just it. No throwing things at somebody. That's a different story. And last one, overrated or underrated, team-specific home run celebrations.
So like the home run jacket and stuff, you mean?
Like the
Or
jacket, the laundry basket, cowboy hat, those kind of things.
again, I'm gonna go underrated. If you want to make baseball more fun and more appealing to everybody, you have to like stuff like this has to be more common in my eyes.
100%.
Mhm.
Very, very underrated. And there's only select teams that do this, dude.
Yeah, like the Jays, the Red Sox put them in what the laundry basket or whatever the fuck
The
it
Red
is.
Sox is laundry basket. The Jays
Yeah.
is the Barrios jacket or Barrios jacket. Sorry, I meant to say it that way. And the cowboy hat and not even
L.A.
Texas,
the
L.A.
Angels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and those are the three that I know.
There's probably
But
more, but like yeah, those are the only ones.
we're Canadian too, so we don't see a lot. But
But
yeah,
yeah, that stuff's just again fun, and to me, that's a way to kind of get the game out there because these clips get shared. Like, I have a few people on my Facebook page that don't even like baseball, and they're sharing this stuff. So
right, hundred
yeah,
percent, 100%.
yeah,
And then you're sharing it. You're getting everybody into the conversation.
exactly.
Look at what you did to Corey. So
Yeah, exactly. Well,
you
he
got
used to
him,
be a baseball fan, but he hasn't been a fan for like 15 years, so
and
kind
look
of
at
got
you.
him
You
back into
brought
the game.
you brought him back 15 years. He's
Yeah,
now 15 years younger.
he probably wishes.
Trust some days, yeah, I'm sure. Alrighty. This brings us to our new segment that came to mind last week in a conversation. It's time for the team MVP guessing game. Over the remainder of the season, I will name off a team. Josh will say who he believes is the MVP or the star of that team, pitcher, player, you name it. And I say whether or not I agree, and if not, who I think it is. Pretty simple. It doesn't matter. This is just our personal opinions, but let's hope that we're actually picking some guys that we believe are. Let's start off. I've just got 5 teams for this week. I'll go through all 30 over the next 6 weeks. This week, Miami Marlins.
I think this is an obvious choice, Sandy.
Maybe now. I'm going to go with a bit more of the face of the team in Jazz Chisholm
Jazz.
Jr. Yes, Sandy is the biggest name being brought up right now, but if you're talking, I guess statistics, yes, he is the star of the team. So I will agree with you on that. Jazz is my number 2 pick, though. Jazz right behind him, man. He's he's more of the mascot.
Yes.
Alrighty. Next one is the New York Mets.
The Mets. Oh, okay. Um, I'm gonna throw 2 out here. Uh, Pete Alonso and Edwin Diaz.
Okay.
If I had to pick one, I think I would go with just Diaz.
Okay.
But either one I would be okay with, unless there's somebody obvious I'm missing, which there might be.
Well, no, but that's very acceptable, and I will take that as a you thought about it. The both those guys are very good. If I had to pick Polar Bear, straight up Alonso. And I'm gonna
Big
talk
Meat
about
Pete.
Big Meat Pete.
Great nickname.
After something I saw the other day, big meat,
Oh God.
big meat Charlie. No, um, I'll tell you that one later off camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll love that.
Okay.
Alrighty. If I'm just personally choosing mascots because I can. If I had to pick a mascot, it's Vogelback right now, man. Hitting them dingers
In
brings me
bunches,
back
just
to
like
this.
his donuts.
Bringing me back a little to the movie Sandlot. There, I hit dingers.
Or that Little Leaguer a couple years ago. I'm Big Al and I hit dingers.
Oh, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I'm Big Al. Alrighty, this one's. If you don't pick this one guy, I might have to end the podcast now.
Oh God.
New
Put me
York
on the spot.
Yankees.
Oh, definitely Joey Gallo. No, no, serious though, Aaron Judge. Obviously, I think we can all agree on that.
I think everybody agrees on that. I just hurt my nose, man. It just right off the desk. Oh, that was too fucking good. Joey Gallo, yeah, okay. No, two more to go. Next one, Tampa Bay. Oh, by the way, I do agree with you. If I had to pick a mascot for New York, by the way, it would be Nasty Nestor.
Okay, yep. Everyone wearing the mustaches.
Yeah.
All right. And you said Tampa, right?
Tampa for the next one.
All right. Who's the? I'm gonna go with Shane I'm probably gonna butcher his last name. Callahan, the pitcher.
McClanahan.
That, yeah.
Michelangelo.
Yeah, the Ninja Turtle.
Yeah. Shane McClanahan. I'm almost right there with you. He's great. I'm actually gonna go with Randy Arozarena. Last couple of years, especially. I don't even know how he's doing this year, to be honest with you. Let's take a
258 batting average, 12 home runs, 51 RBIs, 21 stolen bases.
Okay, so cool. He's doing it on different parts than he usually does, but hey, good for him. Good for him. I would consider him be right there. They don't have a mascot right now.
And I mean, I don't think they have since, or I shouldn't say a mascot, but like a kind of like a what's the word I'm looking for? Like a
The
star
team
player,
fun guy.
or that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just thinking back to like Evan Longoria, like was like the last like big name on that team. You know what I mean?
They are a team. They're not
Yes.
we have a star team. They are.
In a couple years, they might with like Wander Franco and guys like that, but.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well, our Wander, my goodness, he got paid.
Yeah.
They got rid of their team player mascot, if you will, in Brett Phillips.
Oh yes.
They
I'm Baltimore now, though.
yeah, you're not wrong. The last team for this week is the Phillies.
Oh, okay. Has Harper played like enough to say him?
I'm gonna say probably not.
He's 64 games. Okay.
That's almost half. So honestly, I haven't thought this one through. I actually got to have a look. I just wrote the teams down. It was last minute, like boom, boom.
Okay.
Here we go. Speaking of which, the Phillies have won 5 in a row.
Oh, nice.
And like, oh yeah, 10 of their last 11. That's what we talked about earlier.
I'll go with Zach Wheeler, but I mean, if someone wants to make the argument for like Alec Boehm, I could see that too.
See, Bryce Harper has a great batting average, but he's been injured most of the
Yeah, he only played 64 games, right?
I've heard Bryson Stott, but he's not really that great on the. Alec
I think
Boehm,
he just came up this year, Bryson Stott.
Offensively, Alec Boehm is doing all right. You know who's really sad right now is Didi Gregorius.
I didn't even realize he was on this team until I'm looking at the roster.
His OPS plus is 59.
Oh, wow.
That means he is 41% less than the rest of the league.
That's sad.
Is that even possible?
Apparently.
No, something else. You don't even know what I'm talking about there. Mickey Moniak.
Moniak.
Yeah, Moniak, yeah. His OPS plus is -4.
Oh, how does that work?
I don't know.
Huh.
What?
I see that, yeah.
That's great. Anyways, I don't believe these guys have really what you would call that funny, fun guy. Gene Segura, maybe.
Okay.
He seems like that fun guy. But really, they just
You know Kawhi Leonard.
yeah. Schwarber's just like they're all just beasts doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I'm kind of lost. Who'd you say again? Zach Wheeler?
Zach Wheeler for like
I'll,
the
I'll give him that.
star
Yeah.
or whatever, yeah.
Yep, 10-5. I'll take it.
And a 2.69 ERA.
Yeah, I'll take it. Alrighty. Well, that takes care of the new segment. Let's hope that sticks. At least for the next 6 weeks, it will, because we want to go over every team, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But it's time to do our version of the popular TNTs inside the NBA segment. Who he play for? We like to call this one "What hats did he wear?" Here's how it works: one player tells the other player one person tells the other person a player's name. Must be a player from roughly the 80s and onward. If they played through the 80s, started in like late 70s, that's fine. We have 3 strikes, or we're out, pun intended. At this point, it's been self-explanatory, but if you don't know, if, for example, we have Derek Jeter as the player, the only acceptable answer would be the Yankees. The amount of teams are declared at the beginning, before the guessing begins. We each have 5 this week again?
Yes.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan. So, why am I way down here? Where am I at? There we go. Now, I'm going to tell you right off the top of my head, how the fuck did I misspell his name? I missed a T in one of the names.
Oh, God.
Alrighty, so, all of my players this week, I'm going to give you a hint right off the bat, because you're not guessing the player's name, you're guessing the team's.
Right.
All of my players are Alberts.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to start off, we're going to alternate as per usual, but I'm going to start off with Albert Almora.
I don't even know this guy.
I'm going to bring him back up on Baseball Reference so I know this guy. Sounds
Can you
terrible.
give me like an era he played in?
Yeah, I can tell you how many errors he has if you want. That's great. He is current. He started in his debut was June 7th, 2016.
Okay.
He has played for 3 teams.
3 teams, okay. Colorado.
No.
Seattle.
No.
Oh, God. Cincinnati.
Cincinnati is his current team.
Oh, okay. Miami.
No, strike 3. So the other 2 teams, he started with the Chicago Cubs and then went forth 1 year last year with the Mets.
Okay.
And proceeded to where he is now. 1 for 4, Joshua. That's not what I wanted to do. Awesome.
All right. I got John Franco. Played for 3 teams.
You have an error, or an error. I don't know which, but
he was a pitcher. I will bring his Baseball Reference page. He'd played from 84 to 2005. Played for 3 teams.
I'm just gonna guess. Toronto.
Nope. Strike 1.
Yankees.
Strike 2.
Dodgers.
Strike 3.
Okay, those are my 3 guesses because I have no idea who this guy is. This is baseball knowledge.
He played for the Mets for 14 years, Cincinnati for 6, and Houston for 1. He was a closing pitcher. He was actually really good with the Mets.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Great.
And he had a
history.
couple good years with Cincinnati as well, but he has 424 career saves. So, not bad.
Good. Cool.
All my players were players I used in MLB The Show the past week. If that, helps any.
That doesn't, because I haven't played in a couple of years pretty near. You and I played a couple games, that's about it. Alrighty, my next one is the man, myth, and legend himself, Mr. Jose Alberto Pujols.
Okay.
Or Albert Pujols for those that are generic baseball fans.
It's 2, correct?
3
teams. Oh, 3.
How do you
Okay.
forget this? All 3 are within like the last year and a half.
Oh, right. St. Louis. If you didn't say that, I would have never got it.
Oh shoot!
St.
Damn
Louis,
it!
the Dodgers, and
Yep.
LA,
Yeah.
the Angels. I forgot about the Dodgers.
Dude. The Dodgers and LA.
Yeah, and then I said the Angels to clarify.
No shit, you'd have to, bruh. Come on now. Oh fuck, that's funny. All right, next.
Aaron Sanchez played for 5 teams.
Sanchez.
I have this man's jersey.
I know that he played for the Jays. That was
Yep.
good to begin with. You didn't even have to say that. I knew that one. I'm trying to figure out the other 4.
I only knew about one of these.
Yeah, the Jays. No.
Yeah. Well, the other teams I should
I
say.
know what you meant. The Yankees.
Strike 1.
Houston.
You said what, sorry?
Houston.
Houston, that is correct. That's the only
Awesome.
other one I knew.
See, I didn't even know that. I'm just guessing. Cleveland.
Strike 2.
Cincinnati.
Strike 3.
Fuck it, why not? Okay.
The other 3 teams were Minnesota, Washington, and the Giants. And he's
Interesting.
currently on Minnesota's. He played 1 game with Minnesota this year.
So he's a AAA player.
Pretty much at this point.
Okay. All right. Well, come on. There we go. Oh, what? Oh yeah, right. This I was looking at the wrong thing. Okay. All right. This gentleman has played from 1989 to 2000.
Okay,
He
11
played.
years.
He actually played under 2 different names.
Oh.
He started
Okay.
his career. He started his career with Joey Bell for 2 seasons,
Okay.
and then for the rest of his career, he played as Albert Bell.
Okay.
Joey was not part of his name at all.
Huh. Interesting.
His name is Albert Joe Juan Bell.
Maybe that's
Ho
like
Juan Bell.
Huh. Okay.
Nicknames Joey and Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze. Okay. I'm not familiar with this guy.
Neither am I. He played for 3 teams.
3 teams. Okay. He was a pitcher, I assume. Or no?
No, he
No?
was
Okay.
a left fielder who bat right and throw right.
For Cincinnati.
Nope.
Okay. Kansas City.
Strike 2.
Uh oh. Do I get lucky and get a 4 strike? Like
You're not Jordan. No.
The Mets.
Strike 3.
Oh, geez. Okay.
So all 3 teams were American League.
Okay.
He went from Cleveland to the White Sox for 2 years, and then to the Orioles for 2 years.
Okay.
Fun fact: from '93 to '97, he went 5 straight years to the All-Star game.
Oh, okay.
And he was an MVP in the year prior and the year after being an All-Star.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't a bum or nothing.
Or not? No. Well, sorry, he wasn't like MVP. He was like 8th and 23rd in the
in voting.
but,
Okay. Short career though. Only what? 11 seasons.
12.
12. All right. Next
right.
guy I got for you is Mike Napoli. Played for 4 teams.
Mike Napoli. Cleveland.
Yes.
That's all I know. Mike Napoli. Mets.
Strike 1.
Fuck. Brewers.
Strike 2.
Royals.
Strike 3.
Okay.
The other 3 teams were the Angels, Texas, and Boston.
Okay,
I remember
Boston.
him on
Come
Texas.
on.
I don't even
Come on.
remember him on Boston.
I remember him on Boston. I don't remember him on Texas. That's interesting. Okay. This next guy is Albert Abreu. He is a current star who started during the COVID season 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
And his 2022 WAR is better than his career.
Oh.
So obviously he started this season at negative 0.3 and is currently at 0.3.
The name sounds familiar, but I couldn't tell you what team he plays.
He's played for 3 teams.
Oh, really? Okay.
One in which he's played for twice. He's been traded twice this year.
Oh. Okay.
He's a pitcher, by the way.
The pitcher. Does he play for Washington?
Nope.
Okay. I know they made a big trade. I thought he might have been a part of that. Detroit?
Try to.
Oh, God. Arizona.
Strike 3.
Okay. What were the
So
three teams?
Same thing as the last guy. All American League teams.
Okay.
He started his career with the Yankees. Played 2 seasons with them. Then he went on to play for Texas, Kansas City, and back to the Yankees this year.
Oh, okay.
So I have got you guessing.
Yes.
I love this.
Next guy I got for you is Justin Morneau. Played for 4 teams.
I know him on 1. Minnesota.
Correct.
You're asking for a needle in a haystack on this one. If I get any others correct, you owe me a beer.
Okay.
Cleveland.
Strike 1.
Chicago White Sox.
I guess I owe you a beer. That's correct.
I don't know how. I actually thought that like as soon as you said it too.
Okay.
It's weird. So 2 more, but I got 2 more guesses. New York Yankees.
Strike 2.
I knew that didn't happen. I'm gonna guess a low feeder here. Arizona.
Strike 3.
Okay, that's fair.
The other 2 teams were Colorado and Pittsburgh.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure after Minnesota he went to Colorado and then Pittsburgh and then the White Sox, but I could be wrong.
Alrighty, so this next guy played 2 seasons in the MLB
Okay.
for a singular team. Yeah, not the greatest of careers, but his name is Albert Suarez.
Suarez. What's the era?
2016, 2017.
Okay. Baltimore.
No, strike 1.
Damn. Okay. I know they were going through a lot of people. Oakland?
Nope, strike 2.
God. Philly.
Not even close. Strike 3.
Oh, shit.
San Francisco Giants.
Oh, okay.
Now, from the looks of his profile picture, he's actually a minor league player with the Diamondbacks.
Oh, okay.
Or he could also be playing in the Korean or Japanese leagues at this point, too. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
They also have those up there. So you were 0 for 3 on a guy that, yeah, good luck with that. All right, last one for me.
Andrew McCutchen. Playing for 5 teams.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly. That was my when I looked it up.
And what's sad is I don't even know exactly what team he's on currently. I can tell you for a fact that he has played for Pittsburgh.
Correct.
Diamondbacks?
Strike 1.
Rockies.
Strike 2.
Kutch, where are you, buddy? I'm actually... Oh, shit. I'm lost on where he is at this point, so I apologize, Andrew. I fought for you.
You got one more strike to play with.
Oh, yeah. Seattle.
Strike 3.
Okay, what?
The other team, he's currently on Milwaukee.
God damn it, I knew that too.
The other teams he played for were Philly, the Giants, and the Yankees. I don't remember any. I remember Philly, but I don't remember San Francisco or the Yankees at all.
Yankees was so brief, though, I'm pretty sure. All right. Well, we're trickling along here, but we've only got one more segment to do. This is our salary cap rotation. This is where we pick 5 starting pitchers for the next 2 weeks. Now, we started off with $15 last time. And Josh, you hated this one. Your pitchers, although great pitchers, pitched shit. Pitched like shit. Your pitchers per start had 6.1 Ks, where mine had 6.8. Yours was a 3.95. Mine was 3.09. Whip, yours was 1.17. Mine was 0.98. Your guys averaged 1 home run per outing. Mine averaged 0.54 home runs per outing. And lastly, your guys only lasted just over 6 innings, where mine almost lasted 6 1/3. So, not even a whole out difference, but enough to give me the win on all 5 fronts. Give you quick statistics. Your ERA, your best ERA, was Dylan Cease.
Okay.
With a $1.50. Alcantara next with 2.57. Your worst ERA was Tyler Wells at 8.31. What happens when you pick a $1 guy?
Wow. We won't talk about this week's then.
Yeah, you might have a couple. When you only have what you got. And your whip, your best guy with your whip was a 0.83, also Dylan Cease. And your worst was Joe Musgrove with a whip of 1.41.
Okay.
He actually averaged 6 innings per start. My guys, my best ERA was a $1.93. It was Wheeler, and 0.79 whip was also Wheeler.
Okay.
My worst ERA was Corbin Burns, 4.15.
Oh. Okay.
And my worst whip was a tie between Fried and Cortez.
Oh, okay.
You nasty nester. All right, so Josh and I in the background did a spin of a wheel to determine the dollar value in which we are going to do our picks. Where I won, I gained $4 on the spin. We have video proof that we have shared together. And on top of that, Josh ended up losing $4. Somehow our wheels spun the exact same.
Yeah, I think it's rigged, but he says it's not.
It was a video. I didn't even cut it. I just did a straight screen recording. Next week, you're going to win with like $1 over, and I'm still going to lose 6 or something. All right, so that gives Josh $11 and myself 19 to play with. So, good luck.
Yeah, I just double checked, made sure it all equaled 11. We're good.
What we're going to do is, because you lost and you have less dollars to work with, you get to pick first.
All right, I'm going to take my $5 option. I'm going to take Shohei.
Wow.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, by the way, guys, on our player selection, players that we had last week, we do not have available this week. Just to make it fair, these guys now have a bye 2 weeks, if you will. So,
And a little more interesting.
Yeah, fair. So, $5 option. Jeez, you're leaving yourself $6 on 4 guys.
Yeah.
You're going all in on one guy.
I'm going all in on Shohei.
Well, lucky for me, I have the option of picking 2 $5 guys. And Otani was not one of them.
Oh, okay.
Alek Manoah is going to be my first pick.
Okay.
Josh, what do you got?
Well, I might as well go with my... Well, maybe not. I'm scared if I pick my $3 option, you're going to screw me with the $1 options.
Maybe.
Screw it. I'll take my $3 option. I'll take Kyle Wright.
Kyle Wright. Nice. That's not a bad pick. I'm going to pick my lowest of $2 options, Nick Pivetta.
Okay.
Who would never be second picked for a starting lineup, but trust me, he's my option. So
I'll
got?
dollar option Bradley Singer.
Dollar option Bradley Singer. Next on my picks, I have a $3 option in Lucas Giolito.
Okay.
What do you got?
I just realized I screwed up. Kyle Wright's a $4 option, not a $3 option.
Jesus, Josh. Gee.
I'll take Pablo Lopez instead of Kyle Wright.
Okay, that's fine. Lopez. All right, who's your next guy? You still have $2 to work with.
I will take Gray. I don't know how to pronounce his first name.
Josiah Gray, $1 option. Next on my list, by the way, Lopez was my backup.
Oh, really?
I'm gonna pick Zach Gallen.
Okay.
And he was a $4 pick. Alrighty, Josh, $1 to go. Who you got?
Jose Quintana?
Quintana.
Quintana.
Jose Quintana, that gives you your $11. Good luck. But I mean, you're riding Shohei. He's going to be pitching well. And honestly, Quintana and Gray don't do too bad. So honestly, you do have a shot.
Quintana got traded, didn't he? The name sounds familiar.
I do believe so, actually.
Okay. I think he's a Cardinal now?
I don't remember. He might have been before. I didn't change any of the guys that were there last week, so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you want to bring up that.
Yeah, he's on the Cardinals now.
Cardinals now? Okay. Did I have him as a Cardinal on the thing?
You had him as a Pirate. It's all good.
Hey, you know what? It is what it is. I didn't look at every single picture.
Fair enough.
All right, and last but not certainly least, I'm going to pick the one guy I've been wanting to pick since last week, Justin Verlander. Watch him now be dog shit.
I was thinking about him, but I don't know. There's just something. So I was like, what about Shohei, though?
So when it comes to the statistics, I'm going to try to keep everything on an average balance because these pitchers, your guys mostly just did 2 starts. My guys did mostly 3s. It's unfair for things like strikeouts and home runs allowed because then I have a lot of higher opportunities.
You have an extra start, yeah.
I have an extra start for most of my guys last week. So this week it might be more balanced. Who knows? Let's see. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is our team's... I'm on the wrong page. Josh's 5-man rotation is Shohei Ohtani. Forget his first name already, but Lopez.
Pablo
Lopez. The cat's yelling at something. I think it's a fly. Brady Singer, was it?
Yeah.
Brady Singer. I forget which one. Josiah Gray and Jose Quintana. And my 5 guys... not from the restaurant, are Alek Manoah, Justin Verlander, Zach Gallen, Lucas Giolito, and Nick Pivetta.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So good luck, Josh. I pray for you.
I'm kind of need it.
Sorry, the wheel hit on both good and bad.
Fair
good
enough.
For me, bad for you. Alrighty, guys, that's pretty much it. But before we go, we want to talk about what we hope to see over the next week. Josh, what do you have?
I think I say this every week. I want the Jays to win. But a thing that I don't think anyone saw coming is the Padres on that slump after the trades they made. I would like to see them kicking it into gear, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do. That all that talent. That's pretty much all I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, no. Jays lost last night to the Orioles. The Orioles are on fire. More importantly, they're actually on a rain delay right now with the game tied 3-2.
Okay, I was just going to look the score. You beat me to it.
So I don't know if that's going to be more beneficial or not because when they come out of rain delays, they're usually pretty good. So let's hope that it doesn't end the game right there. It's in a very
What inning is it in?
It was the 6th, the last run I saw. I don't know what it actually is. It could be the 7th at this point. But rain delay later in the game, it could end the game. And we don't want that right now. So, Mother Nature, fuck off. Outside of that, I'd like to see the Padres pull it around. More importantly, I'd like to see the Yankees, Astros, Dodgers, and Mets all start losing a couple of games to give the rest of us a little bit of an opportunity. But more importantly, let's tighten that gap between us and the Yankees in that AL East. There's a slight chance, if things play out right, that the Jays have a good chance at making first place in the division. But things have to happen in a particular fashion.
Mm-hmm.
So, more importantly, that wraps up our show. Check out our Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You're probably listening to us on YouTube or Spotify, so check us out on either of those. More importantly, if by any chance you have a suggestion about a segment that we should do, we're adding a couple here and there. We're trying to manipulate it around so it still works. Message us on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you can message us. TikTok.
Comment on YouTube, whatever.
Do us a Q&A. Do us a Q&A. Our most recent video had 7 likes and 2 favorites in less than 36 hours.
Damn.
But only 160 views. So we need more, guys. We need more. Share. Please. Share it. Share it, Sharon. Join us next week for more recaps, predictions, and plenty of fun. All about the MLB. Have a good week, everyone. Hope your team does well, unless you're the Yankees. Fuck the Yankees. This has been an amazing 2 hours, Josh. Much appreciated.
2 hours? Holy moly.
Yes, we've had a couple of GIFs, but overall, 2 hours, that's probably to come to expect at this point. Josh, you have yourself a wonderful night. We'll see you probably tomorrow. As for everyone else, see you next week.
Bye.